long after breastfeeding do you need?
Okay. How long after breastfeeding do you need? Right. Awesome. If you I like the milk to have stopped. I like the milk to have dried up. So that normally takes a couple of months. 6 months is a kind of nice, safe interval. Once and once only, and just that's the way it's turned out, but I have once knowingly operated on a lady whilst she was still lactating. Yeah, and she had breast implants in, and she wanted to have them out. She thought she had a condition colloquially and commonly known as breast implant illness. Now, breast implant illness isn't a disease that's recognized by the World Health Organization, but lots of patients have self-diagnosed with a condition of kind of malaise, fatigue, headaches, brain fog, gastrointestinal disturbance, and banded together and called it breast implant illness. The jury is really, I want to say the jury's out, but the jury has sort of come back in again quite recently and said, no, really, this isn't an actual condition. However, people who have it and are affected by it are convinced that breast implants are making them ill. I had one such patient, and she came along and said to me, look, I just want my implants taken out as soon as possible. And it's interesting, I watched her climb the stairs ahead of me, and she had a proximal, so the strong muscles near your pelvis were weak, and you can tell by the postural changes and the gait changes that happen that it's those specific muscles that have been weakened. Well, this is weird, this is unusual. She said, yep, it's happened since my implants got put in, and it's getting worse. Last week I could climb the stairs more easily, now I can't. I've got a young baby, I just want to do anything I can to make my health better. So we had the full consultation, and I said, look, honestly, we should wait until your breastfeeding has finished. And she said, look, I just can't do that. Explained about increased risks of infection with surgery around the time of breastfeeding, and she was happy to accept that. And I said, and the biggest risk was just saying to her, look, removing these implants made it absolutely nothing except remove your implants. So we did the surgery, and I removed her implants, and it did absolutely nothing. Didn't change her symptoms at all. And then a few months later, her mum emailed me, and she said she was diagnosed with motor neurone disease.
Oh, wow.
And she was a young, fit, and just, it's rare, but young, healthy people
I don't remember
can
that.
have, young, healthy people can have, it was before we had Eterno.
Okay.
So it was when I was working out of other hospitals. And people look for meaning, they look for understanding when these crazy, rare things happen. If you get enough people, crazy, rare things do happen.
Yeah.
That was incredibly sad. But anyway, the point of the question was, how long after breastfeeding? A few months is sensible. Interestingly, when I was doing that implant removal, I would cut the breast, and just milk was seeping out into the cavity. Milk was seeping through. I just sort of wipe it away and wash it away. And milk is actually, at that point, is sterile. So I am concerned about an infection risk only because it's a fantastic breeding ground for bacteria. So if bacteria do get in, they will breed there. So you would not want to put an implant in that situation, because there are bound to be a few bacteria just from the surface of your sterilized skin. But interesting fact, when you sterilize the skin, if you were to re-swab it half an hour later, there will be bacteria on it because they just recolonize, they repopulate. It's just over. So there is no such thing as a totally sterile operation. I was seeing this milk, and the thing that reassured me was the fact that I was not putting an implant back in. It was just implants out, and close the dead space and close. And still kept her on antibiotics for a while after that too.
Wow.
So there you go.